morning, everyone. Today we are talking with one of my, fellow pointer, little bit junior than me. 1993 Madhyamik pass out, Ashish Basak. I think we all know him very well. Welcome, Ashish, to the PBF Showcase Season 2.
And of course, special thanks to Shushmita Madam, Shushmita Didi. Yes, please.
Yeah. So before we, start asking you questions, let me very briefly say a little bit about you so that people know your background. And if I miss something, you are most welcome to, add something as we progress. So actually, Ashish wears so many hats and it's incredible the kind of stuff that he does. He's a writer, he's a filmmaker, he is a socio-cultural influencer. He is the editor-director of Hello Kolkata magazine. You can see the news, events and PR farm, I think. And you can see the Hello Kolkata written behind him also. I have had the privilege of working with him on that. Maybe, we'll talk about that a bit. He's also the charter president of Lions Club of Kolkata Magnates and then the president of Rotary Club of Koshva, right? But he is a trained engineer. He's a B in civil engineering. And, before that, he completed his BSc. Has written 7 books. Incredible. I don't know how did you even manage to write 7 books. I was struggling while writing my one book that I have managed to write. So yes, welcome Ashish to the PBF talk showcase. And yes, if I miss something about you, please go ahead and add that.
No, I think it is more than enough because it's a very big introduction. And also a bit confusing one, starting from engineering, then to media, films, event management, PR, social work, everything. So it's a bit confusing for everyone. I think it's better we can clear the confusion of our interaction.
Yeah, that's actually my first question to you, right? So you started off as an engineer, right? I could not find much about you when you were engineer. What you did, how did you start your career? But of course, you turned entrepreneur at some point in life. So tell us, briefly, how did that happen from being an engineer, which is very, very left brain kind of stuff, and you converted to something which is very right brain, creativity, events, activities, How did that happen? What motivated you and what was the road?
Okay. Actually, this story of Ashish Basak starts from South Point itself because when I was in junior school, I used to come back around 1:30 to 2 p.m. and then after doing a very quick bath and having a very quick lunch, I used to devour on storybooks. There was a library very near to my place, Jadavpur. We used to stay in Jadavpur till I was class 8. Then we shifted to Salt Lake. Till class 8, it was my daily routine to at least complete minimum 30 to 40 pages of a book, which I used to borrow regularly from that time. So, and when I used to study those books, read those books, not study rather, some imagination formed in my mind that I will be a doctor later on, I will be doing something for the society, and do this and that. So everything started from around class 3 or class 4. And then gradually picked up momentum. When I was in college in BSc, that's under CU, I used to be preparing for my engineering exam. And then I went to Nagpur. And from Nagpur Engineering College at Hitti Khadan Katol Road, it is called Ramdev Baba Kamlanet Engineering College. I did my BE, and during my BE third year, I used to spend more than 10 hours in the college library, not only studying engineering books, but also preparing for IAS. I couldn't crack that, but during that phase of mine, I used to devote on lots of motivational books on books, how to get and gain success in life. In that way, my knack for reading and for writing developed. And I used to write short stories from my very childhood days. It did not get published in different magazines because I was not very forthright. I was very shy in my childhood days. And now I'm very much brash, and the opposite of shyness is in me. Anyway, so in that way, slowly, third and fourth year, I was slowly weaned away from the engineering, the technical part of the engineering fraternity, because the part which appealed to me most is the interaction part, lots and lots of people in our society. And engineering is, of course, a very esteemed and a very highly respected job where you interact with the seniors or juniors, but the interaction part is very less. It's more of a technical background. So as of now, after not leaving, I've of course completed my B degree, but I've never worked in civil engineering field. I can claim that I can now almost not turn a screwdriver or can nail anything in the frame, but I can make others fit into my frame, and I can start interacting with them and develop mine and also their frame. This, in short, is the story of Ashish.
Wonderful. But tell me one thing. I mean, like when I was reading your profile and doing some research, and now that I'm, listening from you, I was wondering, how do you get so much time? Do you have 48 hours in your day? So tell us about your time management skills. I'm sure you have to have a proper time management skill in putting it.
See, 24 hours is of course for everyone is stipulated. I go to sleep around 11 p.m. at night, and I wake up regularly within 5:30 to maximum 6 a.m. In the morning, we have to do some household chores. Although I am a strictly bachelor person, I have my parents to just to not look after. I won't use the word look after. I just do some pretty small household chores that takes around 30 minutes. And when I do my household chores, I plan the day, because mostly you are in my Facebook, you will know that I almost work 30 days a month, almost. And in a day, sometimes I have 2 to 3 events. So I plan the entire day events schedule in my mind when I'm doing the household. And after completing within 7 a.m., our household has this advantage that our maid, the cooking maid, and the one who cleans everything, they also come very early in the morning. They come within 5:30. So our house is almost neat and clean and almost soundproof within 7:30 in the morning. So I can start very well within 7:30. I can write, I can think something, I can plan my event schedule, the speech, the anchoring part I'll do in the different events in this. And when I travel, I always use my mobile, because since 2006 I'm introduced to this wonderful gadget. I use my mobile to jot down words or storylines or maybe screenplays in that way. So I manage my time in that way, that I multitask. And of course, during one event, whenever I get a free time, think up for the next step, because each event is case specific. Like when I took an interview of yours, Shushmita Di, I was to talk about tea. So before going, I just leaped to some websites about tea. I got a very, very sketchy knowledge, but still I got something to speak with you on tea. In this way, I prepare myself, and of course, I manage my time.
Okay, great. So it needs a lot of discipline, to do what you are doing. So I'm sure that is one of the reasons for you doing well.
Shushmita Di, I just interrupt. This discipline is ingrained in one way, because big stuff I have decided on a life and a career which is totally commissioned by me. That is, I'm not bound by any family duties, and I have an excellent family, because my mother and brother does not require my assistance, because that is why I took back the word that I look after them, because I never look after them. They are more than self-sufficient. My father was an ex-government employee, and my mother has been an excellent homemaker for all the years. So that's an advantage I have had. So I do not have a fallback, that theory that I have to go back home, rush back home and do something for anyone, or I have to do some extra miles to please anyone. That's the way I have made my shit.
So tell us, you have written so many books, 7 books. And I was just reading that you have also now, sometimes where you also directed a movie, right? So tell us more about those books. What are they about? And the 2 films that you have directed. I think 2 films, right?
2 films are released, and other films are not released. I'll be speaking about.
Yes.
This is my first book to win. As I told you, during my college years, I used to devote on this motivational topic. To Win was formally launched at Kolkata Press Club by then MP Mohammad Selim sir at Kolkata Press Club on 6th January 2006, because it's a very memorable day for me. I still have noted down the date.
Wonderful. That's quite a long time back. Okay.
Right. This book is on communication skills, body language, motivation, how to stop worrying. My second book was M Factor. This is totally on another topic. This is how Islam has arrived in India around 640 AD, and how Islam has impacted Indian society since 640 AD till today. So it's a documentation of different things like Gojra trend violence, like Babri Masjid. Because I'm in news reporting, I have also documented some regular incidents in Kolkata and West Bengal and other parts of India. And on this, and this book was formally launched during Kolkata Book Fair 2011. When I released this book, many people came up to me and said and suggested me to do a documentary film on this M factor. M is actually Muslim, M factor. Although I do not pronounce it that way, but M is actually M for Muslims. So many people told me, why don't you make a docu film on it? And then other people came up to me and suggested to me that apart from doing a documentary film, I can do a feature film. So I started the work on feature film in 2011 November, but it faced huge problem. Problem is the censor board rejected my film 2 times. And in our film fraternity, if a film is rejected once, I have to appeal for a film re-screening. And then if they are again rejected, that is I was rejected 2 times, I have to appeal in court. That court is called film tribunal. So my censor certificate is not actually by censor board, it is by film tribunal, which is above censor. And it got UA certification after 43 minutes of my film was deleted. Those graphic scenes were which showed violence, which showed some controversial matter, those content were deleted by our censor board film trial. So it was released around 2015 in around 15 halls in Kolkata and West Bengal. My second film was this thing, Shesh Theke Abar Shuru. This is just a romantic comedy, and this is nothing of any controversial content. It was released in around 2017 in around 14 halls. And my M Factor has got huge coverage. Like I told you once, that it was covered in all the mainstream media, all the TV channels, papers, webs, because it has that content, that pan-Indian and pan-international. And this film I did, Cholte Cholte Bindas Cameron, it is not yet released because I am holding it back because I think I have to give some more input in this film. But the music is of course released long back. It's 2018 film. But I have not officially released this film in August. And about my, this is another book, I think you will love this book. It is about spiritual healing. I have explored spiritual healing also. Although I am a strictly non-believer in heavenly or godly things, but I have come in contact, very close contact with Dr. R.T. Gupta, Rohitasha Kumar Gupta, who is no longer in this world. And I had the good fortune to come in good vicinity with him, good contact with him. And on him, on his practices, I've written this book, Spiritual Healing by R.K. Gupta, Rohitasha Kumar Gupta. He used to travel across India and across the world promoting the spiritual healing, whereby a person can be healed by thought forms, by contact healing, by distinct healing, etc. In this way, I have also another book. In this book where Back to Basics was released. So in this way, I have 6 books on different topics, but mostly M Factor I can say is the core focus of all my experiments.
If you have to give one important life lesson advice to younger generation who are getting into professional world or already in the professional world, trying to chase their dreams, make things happen for them, what would be that one advice that you can give to them?
Well, this advice always sounds very hard and very, you can say, hardliner approach, but you have to break your shackles and you have to keep your focus very straight. That is why I have chosen my lifestyle and my family life in that. It has tremendous advantage, let me tell you. But of course, this is very hard to practice for others because otherwise the family structure or the social structure broken if people like us gets precedence over others. But if you can have, like you say, I do lots and lots of work because I get lots and lots of time because I do not have to think for others because I do not work for others. In this way, if you can make a shell of yourself, if you can create some compartment where you can at least stay and think for yourself, me first policy. In my group, I think you are in my WhatsApp. If you have noticed that sometimes I write in this way that our group is aimed for me first policy. Think yourself first, then you can think for the society. If your stomach is full, then only you can go out and feed others. That's the policy. That's the one liner I will like to give out here. That if
I agree to you. I think I also believe what you're saying. Help yourself first, love yourself first, take care of yourself first, and then take care of others. I would not go and say society because I don't give a damn about that myself. I am more concerned about the few people around me who are like my closest people, very handful. But rest of the people I also don't really care about. So yeah, I mean, absolutely understand what you're saying, and it's a tough thing to do. Society might not understand what you're doing, but yeah, I mean, I think that's a good thing to do that.
Fortunately for me, Sushmita, the society has understood and they have responded very well, because when I say me first policy, I do not ever mean that I'll wear very high-fi clothes, or I ride high-fi any cars, or I behave in a very offhand manner. In my case, what has done, me first policy, they have understood that Ashish Basak is first, of course, is very much self-focused, self-centered, but he always have lent out a hand for all others. That is why I'm the president of Lions and Rotary, and as you know, we do lots and lots of stuff.
That is an authentic you. Like in personal branding, we say that who are you? And that's a very difficult question to answer. I have worked with CEOs and top management. Whenever I ask the question, "Who are you?" they can't answer. They end up saying what they do. They say, "I'm the CEO of this company." That's not who are you. That's a function. That's a role you're playing. So that the authentic part of it, that you are when you're thinking about yourself, but at the same time you are helpful to others. It's an intrinsic you, and that's why it has worked so well for you. That's why you become president of different clubs and societies and stuff like that. I get that. Yeah.
Before I forget, I'll also just mention the wonderful interaction I had with Sushmita over tea. You're doing wonderful work. You have educated me and many people on how we look at tea.
Don't get me started on tea. It will not end. I'll have to talk about that.
Because before I met you, I simply had a cup of tea. But after I met you, I always looked at the tea and always your face and words pop up. These are large.
Wonderful. Okay, that's really good to know. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You did a great job when you came here to my office and my home when I launched my office. Thank you so much. Now let's come back to yes. You have something to say?
Another very important acknowledgement. I also take this opportunity to thank every one of PBF, because they have given me some wonderful people like you, Varudha, Sanjay, Maitri, Tulika. On Tulika, I have just completed a short film, Bundi Smriti. It is a story on memory erasure process. Tulika writes wonderful stories, and I'm very thankful that Tulika has given me this opportunity to do one short film on a short story rather. And it was telecast in Tara TV last week and 24 Hours TV channel also. And we will also arrange a special screening for all PBF members, I think, yes, in the first week of August.
Yes, I think that's the true spirit of PBF, that everybody is collaborating and partnering with each other and making things happen. I think that's the true spirit. Great, wonderful. So we have had a lot of very professional questions, a lot of serious stuff. Now let us do something fun. So I'm going to ask you 5 rapid fire questions, and you have to, rapid fire, you are in this business, you know it better than me. So you have to answer this very quickly, and I'm rapid, you're fire. So you have to, so that it is fun, right? Ready?
Ready.
What is before I start asking these questions, let me tell you that these questions are framed by my brother Shudipto, who is also from PBF. He's the same batch as yours.
Okay.
And yesterday when I was very busy, I said tomorrow I have this, interviews. So why don't you questions which can be used? I want to thank him also for doing this. So he gave me a list of 20 questions, and those questions are really funny. So I'm going to ask you those first 5. Okay. What is the stupidest thing that you have ever agreed to doing?
Not sure.
That maybe you have never done a stupid thing, right? That would be
not the stupid things, but picking up one stupid dance maybe.
Dance. Oh, okay. I would like to see that.
But I'm not. But then again, I'm not very bad at dance. Bhashan sort of dance. Anyway, I can just pinpoint one.
Awesome. Okay. So the next question. Finish this phrase. The way to my heart is
myself only.
The way to My heart is myself.
Thinking about myself because I love myself only.
Okay. All right. What is your last Google search?
Last Google search, memory erasure. I did a lot of research when I was doing Kulikas program. Otherwise, not particular, nothing.
Now, if it is not work related. Okay. Now, this last question is very apt for you because you are an author. If your life was a story, what would be the title?
Me first.
Me first. Okay. So I, me, myself, right?
Right.
Okay. Oh, wonderful. Excellent. All right. So, yeah, I mean, very, very, very nice talking to you. And thanks for these answers for the rapid fire questions.
But rapid fire was not very funny for me because I was not very much. What can I say? I may not have satisfied all the viewers or you also because the question.
There's no right or wrong answers, right? I mean, you give answers that suits you the best. So that's okay. It doesn't have to be funny. It just have to be answers. Yeah. All right. Great. So thank you so much for doing this. And I wish you all the best in doing whatever you are doing and lot more books, lot more films. And at Hello Kolkata, I think you go and rock. Wonderful. Right. Thank you so much for doing this.
Sushmita, can I just add one line about Hello Kolkata?
Please go ahead.
Hello Kolkata is basically, it has an RNI registered English newspaper. It is in the market since 2008. Of course, our print circulation is not available now. Since 2008, it is an RNI registered daily English newspaper. Apart from that, I personally do PR, promotions for different organizations, and in this category, I would like to thank Otin sir also because he has referred me George Telegraph, and I'm associated with George Telegraph since December of this. Thanks to Otin sir. And I'm also event management, providing services like sound, light, LED, and PR is of course there. And also under our Lions and Rotary, we organize lots and lots of social awareness camps, like health camps, like legal consultation, financial assistance camps. In that way, if anyone wishes for development of any community or any small center, we are there. And personally, for the last 6 months, I'm running 4 poetry farms. It is totally different from PR events. It is at Canning, one health center at Hooghly, Chandanpur, and I'm developing one eco resort of around 30 cutters. It will be finished around August, and I'll invite every PBFer to visit. One visit is of course free from my side.
Wonderful, awesome. See, so many hats now. I mean, we only talked about a few hats. Now you have got so many hats. Congratulations and all the best. And thank you so much once again for talking to us and sharing about what you do and what you love. I had a great time. Thank you so much.
Thanks.